Welcome to the first episode of the Big Dawg Sports Podcast. I'm Nick alongside Dylan and Chris. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Great. How are you?
Doing wonderful, Kamish.
Just living life down here, man. I'm live from Boca Raton, Florida, as they are live from Newport Richey, Florida.
Shout out to
I
Richie.
currently attend the FAU University. Gotta throw the V in the front of that, right?
And we attend River Ridge High School, Royal Knights. We're
Shout
royal.
out, shout out River Ridge, first 3-0 start since I believe 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to them. Um, so first we're gonna get into some college football, and then we will have NFL football here later. Anything you guys want to add, or is that pretty good?
We might get into a little UFC here.
Mm.
Big card coming up this weekend.
So, Martin, I think how we're going to do this, we'll get your thoughts, pass it over to Dylan, and then I'll round out the topic.
Yeah, and I'll bring up some topics. I'll ask you guys. We can always bounce off ideas, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Love
All
it.
right. First, each of you should have two teams that you were impressed with this week. Can I get your thoughts on those teams you guys selected for the week?
Uh, for me, Tennessee and Nebraska. Raiola looked great, and Tennessee just dog walked NC State. So
It, T Wood, Dylan. Yeah, it's almost like you stole those right from me. Yeah, same games I
might
have
have.
here. Nico Lamaleva, 211 yards, two touchdowns, two picks. So you obviously would like to see the picks go away,
Yeah,
but
defense
shout
played
out,
well though.
he
Defense
did
played
he
well.
did play well. Dylan Sampson, 20 carries, 132 yards, and two touchdowns for Tennessee. And that defense holding a top 25 team to 10 points. They also had 13 tackles for a loss. Really impressed there. And then
Yep.
yeah, you said Nebraska. Um, really impressed by him. Raiola, 23 of 30.
Old Patty Mahomes, eh?
185 yards and a touchdown. So impressed there. Beat a good Colorado team. I think Colorado will bounce back though, but I like your heads out there. Chris?
Yeah, it's great from a Big Ten perspective to see Nebraska back. I mean, the teams from the 90s and the 2000s. It's good to have Nebraska back in competition. I
Mhm.
went with NIU pulling off maybe the upset of the
Oh
year
yeah. Yeah.
Good
against Notre
pick. Good pick.
Dame. He had Ethan Hampton went for about 200 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Damn near 400 yards from NIU's offense in Notre Dame. No slouch there.
Well, and
And
what
then
surprises me, sorry to interrupt, with those
go
stats,
right
all
ahead.
those yards, only what was it? 13 points scored for them?
I believe it was 16 to
Oh,
14.
sorry.
Yeah,
But a relatively lower
16-13.
lower scoring game.
And
Yeah.
then Riley Leonard was not great in this game.
Terrible, dude.
10 of
No.
32 for 163, no touchdowns to two interceptions. He had a rough night after not even a very great performance in the win against A&M.
Yeah, no, not a
And
great start to
then
Notre Dame career.
I also went with Texas, the Texas offense in
I like
specifics.
that.
389 yards of offense. Quinn Ewers threw for 250 and three touchdowns. Tight end Gunnar Helm caught seven passes for 100 yards and one touchdown in that game as well. And they recorded a couple of sacks.
Yeah.
Davis Warren, the Michigan quarterback,
Terrible.
the Michigan quarterback situation in
Michigan,
itself
terrible.
is something we'll get after. But Davis Warren was 22 of 33, 204 yards, one touchdown, and two interceptions. And
Yeah, and one
that
thing I
won't
want to
cut it.
add to if you're done there with the whole Riley Leonard situation. Second year in a row, we've seen Notre Dame go with a transfer quarterback. Last year with Sam Hartman coming over from Wake Forest. And if you remember correctly, only one transfer quarterback has won a national championship, and that, of course, was Joe Burrow, 2019 LSU.
Today.
So, all right, excellent, gentlemen. If we don't have anything to add here, I think we move on to talk about a couple games here briefly that happened over the weekend.
Love it.
All right, first up, I want to hit on Oregon, Boise State. Oregon, last second field goal to win it 37-34. We'll have more on Oregon later in the show, but just can I get your thoughts on that game and what you saw from Boise State, and shout out Ashton Jency, 25 carries, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
What do you
Boise
guys see from
State,
them?
Boise State looked all right. They looked pretty good, especially their run game. But really, Oregon's defense is piss poor. They are terrible. I mean, they couldn't
Yeah.
hold the Royal Knights to 30 points, Like
Yeah,
they just look terrible. I mean, their offense looks fine. I mean, you score 37 points, you expect to win the football game. Not even really in a close way, but
well, remember one of those touchdowns was the punt return by Tez Johnson.
yeah.
I had kind of the same thoughts too. I mean, Dylan Gabriel has looked fine through 2 weeks, but the whole like offensive line situation, I mean, he's getting pressured damn near every second and long, third and whatever. On the
Yeah,
rollouts, especially against Idaho in week 1. I mean, he threw for, I want to say over 400 yards, but a lot of those were just getting his receivers. These were a lot of check downs, lots of the RB out to the flats. But yeah, the offensive line has to do a better job of keeping him in the pocket, allowing him to actually get the ball downfield more,
yeah. Well, and
especially going into Big Ten play.
for sure, there are a lot of good Big Ten teams this season, and I want to touch Tez Johnson really
Big
quick.
Ten defenses in specific.
Tez Johnson did have the return for touchdown. I believe it was on a punt or a kickoff. I'm not sure remember which one. But receiving only 3 receptions, -1 yards for Tez Johnson. They
I
are
like
going,
the Evan Stewart kid, the A&M transfer, former
yeah,
5-star.
5 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown for him. Very solid. But no,
Very
I
good
agree. They got
play
to get better before Big Ten play, and Tez Johnson has to be more involved in that offense.
for sure.
Just to go back to teams that surprised us, Iowa State. They played
Yes,
Pasco's own.
Rocco Beck, Iowa State's quarterback.
that
Pasco
game here, and you
Go.
know what? We can go if you want here. We'll go right into that game. Iowa State beating Iowa on the last second field goal again, I believe.
On the road,
20 to
too.
19.
Actually, watch this game from work, so shout
20 to
out you.
19. And to your point, Rocco Beck, Pasco County kid, 23-35, 272 yards and 2 touchdowns. What'd you see out of him?
I mean, Rocco Beck, redshirt freshman year last season, Big 12 freshman of the year. Knew he was going to stack another good season onto this one, but Iowa State's in a really good spot to, I don't want to jump ahead, win the Big 12, sneak into the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Big 12's kind of wide open towards the top. You see Utah, Iowa State, Kansas State's in there, I believe. Kansas State's a really good team.
Yeah.
But yeah, they string some wins together. They can definitely be in that playoff category for sure, man.
Yeah. And in Iowa,
Here.
Iowa, a very good defensive team we've seen year in, year out. But Cade McNamara is a piece of shit.
Fat and terrible.
That
He's fat and terrible.
that offense is atrocious.
It's like having you out there.
He needs to get on Indeed.com and start applying because it's about his
Start
6th year in the
Start
business.
applying to the damn Publix, bag some groceries, because 13-29, 99 yards, 2 picks. I mean,
he wasn't good last year. He's not good this
no,
year.
Iowa does travel to Columbus in 3 weeks as well. So go
And again,
Bucks.
I believe in that Iowa defense, and I think that Iowa is their defense is phenomenal. It's been phenomenal.
Iowa's always going to have a good defense.
But it's
5
always
years.
It's
I
always
mean, always been a good defense, but they can't score the damn ball. I mean, they got blown out by Michigan in the Big Ten championship, embarrassed. Just last
they didn't
season.
score a point.
That Michigan offense could also score points. This will not be the case going forward.
No. All right, I'm going to touch on quickly double overtime game, Oklahoma State and Arkansas. 39-31 win for Oklahoma State there. Ollie Gordon, 17 carries, 49 yards, and 1 touchdown. So Arkansas did a good job of holding him.
Yeah,
Did a good job of holding him, but he did score the touchdown in overtime that would win them the game. But no, both quarterbacks in this game, Alan Bowman for Oklahoma State, 326 yards and a touchdown, and Talon Green for Arkansas, 416 yards and a touchdown.
I was a little questionable on Talon Green actually after week 1, but I mean he looks pretty damn solid.
Arkansas sold this game. They were up 21-7 in the first half. Whatever it was, they were
Yeah.
up, and they should have won that game pretty convincingly. And they just,
Did not.
yeah, they just
Flat out.
they stopped scoring like they were in the first half. Their defense stopped holding them up, and then
Well, and
Sorry.
two
Taking a
two
day.
lost fumbles and a pick, so 3 turnovers for Arkansas in this game.
yeah, that's not good.
That you are not going to be a top 25 team with 3 turnovers. NIU Notre Dame, we mentioned it earlier. Anything else you want to add, or we covered it all there?
Little action for NIU.
Do love the action.
Yeah, love that.
First MAC team to ever take down a top 5 team in
Hey,
NIU right
Shout out to
there.
the MAC. And I believe they were 0-10 versus top 5 school history. So shout out to
Hammock's
NIU there.
got the believe the Huskies. Would I be correct in saying that? NIU
I do believe that is correct.
got the Huskies playing some good ball.
I'm not familiar with
I
my
like the
MAC
coach.
with my
Big
MAC
fan of
mascots, but I
Thomas
do believe they're the
Hammock, that's
Huskies.
his name.
Yeah, I like the coach. And
Emotional after the game, but
yeah,
hell, I'd be
Well
too,
deserved.
man.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Yeah.
and he's a fellow big guy.
Yeah.
So you gotta love that. You gotta
Yeah.
love that.
So next 2 teams that are off to a good start this season, Syracuse and Georgia Tech. Of course, Georgia Tech beat Florida State over
Then
there in
they pissed down
Ireland.
their leg against Syracuse and
Yeah.
Kyle McCord fell for
And then
1,000
yeah,
yards.
Money Mac, baby.
Kyle McCord, big Buckeye fan, if you can't tell already, right here. The kid's balling in Syracuse. I mean,
Kyle McCord looks
13 of
damn good through
46,
the week.
381 yards, 4 touchdowns for him this week for Georgia Tech, who's no slump of a team. I mean, they were a top 25 team.
Yeah.
And,
Kyle McCord was never a bad quarterback. He just wasn't a top end national championship leading quarterback, which is what ultimately he had to be at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I mean, he could go. I mean, I don't know what other spots or offers he had in the transfer portal, but a place like Syracuse, I mean, he'll fit right in there, and he should
Yeah.
run that.
And so what'd you guys see? You guys had anything on Georgia Tech? Haynes King, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. So off to a good
He
start
looks
there.
good. He looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he played really well against Florida State, and then he still played well against Syracuse. The defense just
Yeah.
didn't hold.
I think there was a little high on Georgia Tech, especially
Yeah.
after the Florida State game.
Yeah.
And
I
I mean, for those who expected that level of play to just continue all season, I mean those were unreal expectations, but no, they can definitely be a good team going forward. That's
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
I think they'll compete. I think they'll compete in the ACC.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
No, we're fine. Go ahead.
so little cookie never hurt nobody,
Shove in my fucking face here.
Yeah.
Next up is Kansas and Illinois. Shout out Miles Collar, big Illinois guy.
Miles Kyle, if you're watching, love you, buddy.
Yeah, love
Illinois
you,
is playing
boss.
some good ball right now. What do we think of them?
Pretty good. They look solid. Defense looks good. Offense is surprisingly good.
Love the
Yeah.
running back, Caden Fagan, Arthur, Illinois' own.
Yep.
Had a great week 1. I couldn't catch his stats from this last weekend. But
Last week, 16 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown.
yeah, effective. One of the better backs in the Big Ten for sure.
Luke Altmaier, 16 25, 192. I mean,
He's
I'm
taking a
not
big
seeing-
step up from last season.
yeah, it's not big stats for Illinois, but they're just getting it done. And I mean, at the end
They're
of the
playing
day,
gritty football. They're just grinding out.
yeah,
wins.
Big
end
Ten
of the day,
football.
end of the day, all you have to do is win, right? You go 12-0, you're gonna make the playoff.
Well,
Well,
not exactly. Florida State went 13-0. And they got snubbed. So
We won't get into that.
That's
yeah,
last
If our
year.
buddy, if
that's a
Kirk
little,
Herbstreit's watching, we won't address that.
controversial there. I did forget about that fiasco last season.
Shout out Kirk Herbstreit.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Oh,
All right, next topic here, Nikki.
yeah. Let's not get off track.
Penn State, Bowling Green. Bowling Green almost pulled off the huge upset.
Penn State, Drew Aller, about as mid. I mean, he's
Yeah.
He had
Like
a
he's
decent
like-
week 1. versus a decent West Virginia team. But you're right.
You already know how I feel about Drew Aller.
He's
Nick.
like he's got a cannon, but
Well,
other
Chris,
than that,
let's tell the
great.
let's tell the listeners how you feel about Drew Aller.
Good and serviceable against the piss poor team, and when the big games come, he folds. I mean, that kind of just speaks for Penn State
Yeah.
themselves. My personal opinion, as long as James Franklin is running the show at State College, it'll 10-2 is the ceiling there.
Okay.
They will not win.
I do.
They're probably going to smoke Michigan this year if they play.
Yeah.
I don't think they do play Michigan though. But in previous years, it's always been 10-2 with Ohio State, Michigan as those losses.
Yeah. I do like the running back Nicholas Singleton though.
I like the duo.
Yeah.
Katron
119
Allen as
yards, 2 touchdowns, and then 101 yards for Katron Allen. So,
I remember when Singleton and Allen came in the same class. I believe they're both. This is their third year in the program. Both of them. One was a 5-star, one was a 4-star, and they've definitely lived up to the expectation as a tandem. And to have both of them still there with no transfer out, that's good stuff for Penn State.
yeah, and so next game we're gonna go maybe really quick because we're gonna talk more about Alabama later. But Bama 42, USF 16. With that game was a lot closer.
Yeah,
than
that
42 to
score
16.
that score doesn't actually depict.
I
that
believe there were
did a
3
little
turnovers
research
in
on
that game
this
for
one.
Bama.
Yeah, I mean, led 14-13 going into the fourth.
Yeah.
And then they outscored them 28-7 in the third.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, these slow starts for Alabama. I know it's USF. Same thing happened last year against USF.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying this is going to continue for Alabama, but they play Georgia in 2 weeks.
Well, and that is on the script later. We're talking about that later.
And if they F around and do that shit against Georgia in 2 weeks, it will get ugly.
And then last game here, Texas, Michigan, 31-12. Michigan got blown out of the water.
What's that?
Last game, Texas, Michigan. Michigan got blown out 31-12.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you, I really don't care what team you are or what Michigan's ranked. If they're 11-0, 0-11, ranked, or whatever. If you go to Ann Arbor and beat the piss out of them like Texas did, shout out to you. Because it is hard to win in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm well aware.
Michigan, they showed really their colors against Fresno a week ago. They showed they weren't the same team they were last year, not nearly. And Texas really just solidified that. I mean, Texas steamrolled them. They shit on them. Quinn Ewers, I don't have his stats, but
250, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
24 for 36, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. I really thought it was going to be a lot closer in the first half. I thought Michigan's defense would hold them because that is a solid defense, but clearly Texas just knew what they were doing.
Also, you could fact check me on this. I believe Donovan Edwards was right around the 40-yard mark, and he's
41.
less than 80 total yards through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For Donovan Edwards.
Yeah, no. Donovan, if they're going to compete in the Big Ten this year against Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, USC, even like a Washington, Donovan Edwards has to be better.
And I'm not necessarily saying Michigan is an awful team because they're not going to lose just every game they play. Like that's a bit of an overreaction. But what Michigan has been known for in the past 2 years or past however many years, dating back to when Jim Harbaugh got there.
Fuck Jim Harbaugh.
Won't talk about him, but
Jesus.
the physicality up front, both sides of the line, the offense and defensive line have been great. They put numerous players in the NFL. That offensive line. You said
I wasn't saying they're going to lose every game, but I'm saying just to if they want a shot at beating Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, teams like that, they got to be better on offense, and that starts with their star, Donovan Edwards.
It always starts with the offensive line for sure. They put 3 guys in the NFL, and that offensive line is not up to par.
No, not even close.
Against a Texas front seven who's not bad, but I mean, they're going to see Penn State, Ohio State. The extended playoff. I mean, it's not like they're out of the race for the college football playoff. But I mean, these SEC schools, it's going to get real. If Michigan does not correct things, it'll get real very quick for them.
Agreed. All right, that takes us into our third topic. BDN's top 25. Big Dog Nick, BDN, top 25 here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to run down here, give a brief explanation for a couple of them. Let me know what you guys think.
Yep.
Number 1, Georgia. I mean,
Love
yeah,
it.
no argument there.
No.
Although I do believe my 1 through 4 are a little interchangeable.
The top three you can put in any order you'd like.
Georgia, Texas, Ohio State's what I got.
Yeah.
I think
Perfect.
Texas jumps Ohio State after beating Michigan the way they
Ranked
did.
team,
Ohio
yeah.
State's played Akron and Western Michigan.
Ohio State will have their statement opportunity in a couple of weeks.
100%.
They travel to Oregon.
At 4, I have Ole Miss. Jackson Dart looked really good.
Absolutely,
More on him later. Alabama at 5, Tennessee 6, Missouri 7, Miami at 8. Miami has looked great through 2 weeks, beating Florida big at home. I know Florida not great this season, but still, just like Ann Arbor, I don't care how good Florida is. It is hard to win in Gainesville.
Very
I was
true.
impressed by that win.
Yep.
9, USC. More on them later as well.
USC looks like the third best team in the Big. You could even say second best team.
I would say second right now.
Yeah, USC.
Yeah.
Miller Moss has looked phenomenal.
Defense is surprisingly good.
Far much better.
Their defense, yes. We'll have
the
more on that
defense
later.
was what kept Caleb Williams from getting a shot to play in the college football playoffs.
10, Penn State, 11, Oregon. So a little Big Ten run there.
Yeah, I don't think Oregon's a top 8 or so team. I don't know what they're actually ranked, but
Well, I have them at 11. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
12,
you have Penn
Utah.
State at 10. Penn State's at 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
12, Utah. 13, Oklahoma State. 14, Oklahoma. 15, Kansas State. 16, Louisville. What do we think there?
Kansas State, I think they look all right, but against a team like Tulane, who I like Tulane a lot, but
Hey, American
they're
Athletic. Got to shout out to them. I do attend FAU.
They're not a great team by any means, but they barely squeaked out a win against Tulane, and really Tulane should have had a touchdown at the end of the game, but it got called back due to offensive interference, which was little iffy of a call. So
I really thought Avery Johnson I was really high on that kid. He was Will's backup last year. I mean, he looks fine, but I really thought he was going to elevate, take a next step. But not saying he can't, just hasn't so far.
17, Nebraska. I'm high on them. Big win for against Colorado, who again wasn't ranked, but Colorado I think is a good team this season. I think we can all agree they're
they're all right.
They're okay. I think they'll be better than last year.
Nothing special, really.
Yeah.
Maybe
the blueprint to beating Colorado is being physical on both lines of scrimmage. And
avoiding Travis Hunter out of the end zone, that's an accomplishment itself.
Oh, for sure. Travis Hunter might be the best player in the nation.
18, LSU, 19, Clemson. Nice bounce back after the week 1 loss. 20, Notre Dame. 21, Michigan. 22, Syracuse, led by Kyle McCord.
I would flip Michigan and Notre Dame, but who really cares?
They both shit the bed this week. Don't deserve to be anywhere near the top of the list.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona, 23, 24, Illinois, 25. Rocco back to Iowa State.
Love it.
Yeah, it's good.
I think Boston College probably deserves to be somewhere in there, but if they're like 26.
Couple honorable mentions I did consider. Boston
BC
College
gets it done this week. They'll find themselves right at the top 15.
Boston College, Memphis, Northern Illinois, Boise State, Washington are 5 teams I thought about in my rankings.
Yep.
Washington 2-0?
Yeah.
Will Rodgers, right? Will Rodgers?
Yeah.
Will Rodgers. Yeah. Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Shout out Washington. All right. Number 4.
They're here. They're listening to this.
Heisman watch.
Jed Fish.
Heisman
watch. Who do we got? Who do we like?
You want like a top 5 here?
I'm gonna give you top 2. I'm gonna give you 2. I got Jackson Dart 1. He's got like 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think he only has 7 incompletions through 2 weeks.
Jackson Dart he has 795 yards, 6 touchdowns, 93.5 QBR, which is 4th in America.
I think he has 7 incompletions here.
I do not have that stat in front of me. I do apologize.
And And then number 2, Quinn Ewers. I mean, statement made going into Ann Arbor and just
Agreed.
spanking Michigan. So yeah, those are my 2.
I'd probably roll Jackson Dart and Nico Iamaleava, and I'd run Quinn. I'd have Quinn Ewers right behind him at 3. Really, that's
Even with those 2 picks for Nico, you're still high on him.
yes. Tennessee is
Right.
going to be very good in the SEC this year.
For me, it's Jackson Dart and Cam Ward. Miami looked great. Like he has 689 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, but it was versus Florida, so not versus like a piss poor school, and a 94.9 QBR, which is second in America.
Yeah.
Next up for Miami is Ball State. Should continue
A
to add
tough
to
team
those,
there.
should
Tough
continue
team
to
to
add to
go
those
play.
numbers.
That'll be a physical matchup.
Yeah.
Want to say that's a little Maction as well.
I do believe so. And then I do want to see on September 21st, they play at USF, does Miami. I think that's the first
USF
semi-decent
1-1 after losing to Bama.
Yeah.
So
That's not going to be
Alex
a
Golesh
chip
got
shot
it.
game.
and so
Golesh has
that's
it.
why I wanted to highlight that. And
Right.
Jackson Dart next week plays Wake, and on October 12th, we got a while until he plays a real team. Plays at LSU. So
What'd you say, Nikki?
I said Jackson Dart next week plays Wake Forest, and then his first real test I believe will be October 12th at LSU.
Yeah.
So they got a while for Ole Miss, but I think they have a very tough back schedule there in the SEC.
For sure.
All
Everyone see those shit.
right, surprise through 2 weeks. Can I go first? Or you want to go
Good.
first?
Go ahead, Big.
Thank you, sir. My surprise is the USC defense. We mentioned it earlier. In that week 1 matchup, LSU versus USC, I expected that to be a shootout. I expected both defenses to suck just like last season. So shout out to LSU defense as well. USC just played better. But I was impressed with their defense as well. But no, USC getting the win and then beating FAMU, obviously Florida A&M. Not a good team, but 56-9. So that's pretty good. Sorry, no, that was the wrong. That's on me, guys. I do apologize. Beat Utah State 48-0.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's hard to shut out any team. It is hard to shut out any team in college football. So impressed there. Easton Arnold did have an interception. Versus Utah State. And they allowed 34 points a game last season. So definitely down for them. What do you guys got?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rev.
Yeah, I agree with USC. Very surprisingly good.
I wouldn't say surprisingly good. Surprisingly good on defense.
Yeah. Offense looks, not as good as it was last year, but that's expected when you lose, one of the greatest.
Number 1 pick.
One of the
exactly.
greatest quarterbacks to ever be at that school.
Right on.
And then NIU.
Yeah.
NIU, Boston College, either of those guys, I mean, both surprised and NIU going to South Bend and beating Notre Dame. It doesn't matter how good Notre Dame actually is. If that win against Texas A&M is going to end up being a good win or whatever, it's not easy to win there. Same with Boston College going into Tallahassee and beating Florida State.
Yeah,
that's not ever going to be an easy win with those 2 places being the environment they are.
Yeah, can I say a certain just from this past week?
Yeah.
I didn't catch week 1. I'd say Tennessee just absolute domination of NC State. I believe NC State was ranked in the 20s, 24th going into that game. I think Tennessee was around the 15 mark. I mean, 51-10, just absolutely slaughtered them.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knew Tennessee was going to be good, but I mean, same could be said for NC State. I believe they have Grayson McCall from Coastal had a great year there.
He dominated there.
Yeah, he was. I mean, they had
I like that
season, I want to say. But yeah, I mean, first real year of Nico Iamaleava after taking over as QB1 in Knoxville, and
Mhm.
I mean he's looked great. 2 interceptions. I mean Tennessee stays on this path they're on. He could find himself in New York by the end of the
Yep.
year.
All right,
Tennessee
we're gonna go ahead
tried.
and speed it up here a little bit. Um, the whole state of Florida, FSU, Florida, FAU, Miami, obviously undefeated 2-0, and then FIU 4-6 for Florida. But we're really gonna focus on FSU and Florida, two powerhouses in the nation.
Start with
Um,
the Gators or the Knowles here?
yeah, quickly, give me something on the Gators. How long do you think Napier's there? Or do you think he's out of here after this season?
Final year.
I think this is it for Billy Napier.
He might stay around just because he's a good recruiter, but he's not a head coach. He's not good. That's just it. He's terrible.
I
I'm
agree.
fully I'm fully on the DJ Lagway train at
Yeah,
this
he's gonna
point.
be good.
I mean, he's going to be great. I mean, I don't know. They played Samford. He looked great. So take that for what it's worth. But with the season that Florida's expected to have, I know necessarily against teams like Georgia, Bama, like you wouldn't want to put this freshman quarterback in there, but
Yeah.
get him ready for next year, get him the reps. I mean, really just if you're Florida, you're looking into the future now because with the schedule they got and how week 1 went, kind of just laid the blueprint for what's to come for the Gators.
And
Yeah.
Florida State, we talked about a lot. Um, do we think that Norvell turns it around, or do we think it's all
Yeah, yeah. I think Norvell turns it around. I mean, you look at the first year in Tallahassee, he was 3-9, then he was 8-4, then he was 10-3 or whatever he was, and then he was 13-0. I
he missed the
mean,
playoffs?
yeah, he'll turn it around, I'm sure. But
I agree. I think
DJU better be applying to Dons or something because
yeah,
Fucking
no, yeah. He is
he's terrible.
very
working the
bad.
damn
I think
register at Publix.
we knew. I mean, you lose as many guys as they did on offense and defense.
You're not
It's going
gonna.
to be hard to be good next season. So I think you give Norvell another year to bring in some more recruits, and I think it'll be just fine long term. This season might be a little rough. Obviously, 0-2 start, hard
Yeah,
to
I mean,
come
the
back
same
from.
can kind of be said for Michigan too. Like putting that many guys in
Agreed.
the
Yep.
NFL. Like, I mean, it's very rare for a college football team to just have dominant success after success after success. So,
Agreed.
I mean, there's always rebuilding years, and it's just kind of what it's going to be for those two teams.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're going to be bad overall, but it's a long process.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And then FAU, their offense, not
Who
good.
cares? Who cares really?
Yeah,
I mean, has FAU
hey.
ever been good? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, under Lane Kiffin,
I will say this: Cam Fancher, Dayton, Ohio kid, Huber Heights, Wayne High School. So
yeah.
shout
Well,
out to them.
I'm gonna
Didn't
I'm
even
gonna need
know.
Cam to throw a football a little better.
Didn't even know it, but I did see him play high school basketball one time.
Nice.
So good stuff there. But yeah, he's absolutely atrocious. Bad quarterback. He could honestly probably play basketball at FAU. So a career.
Yeah, FAU basketball. We're on top. All right. Anyway, we're gonna go to Bama. Then some picks for the week, and then we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up college. Bama. Couple of games coming up. I want to know if who you got in these games. Because Bama,
I
I think
like.
who's going to beat Bama this year? Versus Georgia. I think Georgia wins.
Yeah, Georgia takes that one. I don't
That
think it'll
game
be too
is
far.
in Bryant-Denny Stadium at Nick
It
Saban
is.
Field.
Yeah,
So
I think Georgia wins that one.
At Tennessee.
Tennessee, I think
We
will
go.
take that one as
We go
well.
Tennessee
I need to
Tennessee's hard to
see.
play
I
at.
need to see a little more Tennessee, but I definitely think they could beat Alabama.
versus Missouri.
Bama beats Mizzou.
It'll be a
agree.
good one.
It'll be a very good game.
That'll be a good game.
And then LSU.
They steamroll.
Yeah, they beat LSU.
They beat LSU handily.
So maybe 2 losses for Bama. That should still give them the playoff, I would think.
I say 2
They
losses.
don't play Ole Miss this year.
Does that appear so? It's potential. Potentially, I forgot it off the list, but
Yeah, I mean I can look.
2 losses for Bama. That's what we're going
Yeah.
with.
I don't think they lose more than 2.
Yeah.
All right.
If
All right. Some week 3 picks here. You guys ready?
here,
Arizona, Kansas State.
I'm going Arizona with that one.
I am as well.
where's this game at?
I believe Kansas State.
I'll go with Arizona as well. I think it'll be a
Noah
very
50
close
was my
game.
Heisman pick preseason. So
Noah Fafita is going to be a day 2 pick in the NFL draft.
wow.
Tedero McMillan is going to be a first round pick, maybe the best receiver in college football. But yeah,
All right.
I think Arizona gets that.
Oregon State. We gotta go quick
I'd
here,
probably
guys.
just go Oregon just because
Yeah.
Oregon State really, I mean, who's their quarterback this year?
They lost
Couldn't tell
DJ
you.
Phyllis to
Yeah.
Michigan.
We are
I'll take
running a
Oregon.
little short on time here for college. We need to.
I know Oregon. I know Oregon has struggled a little bit, but they'll take care of them.
Got about
Yeah.
2 minutes left here. Missouri Boston College.
I like Mizzou in that.
Yeah,
I do as well.
Yeah.
Pretty
Boston
tough.
College is a good team, but Mizzou's
Luther Burden also might be the best. receiver in
LSU,
college
South
football.
Carolina. Game days heading to South Carolina. But I got the Tigers. Go
Yeah.
Tigers.
I got the Tigers.
Upset pick of the week. Give me Lenore Sellers and
Wow.
Shane Beamer taking down the Tigers at home.
Memphis and Florida State. I think Florida State finally gets it done. It's in Tallahassee. If it was in Memphis, I'd take Memphis, but I think Tallahassee.
I think Florida State gets it done. I don't think they lose.
I mean, God, I hope so. But Memphis is not a bad team whatsoever. But hopefully, Florida State pulls that one out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think Florida State.
It'll be a close game.
Colorado State. I'm gonna go with Colorado there.
I'll take the Buffs too. Buff will win that one.
It'll be a close one. Where's that?
Colorado State.
Last year, I mean, that was a great game.
Yeah.
And it was in Colorado. I'd honestly go Colorado
About
State.
1 minute left here, guys.
I'd go Colorado State.
A&M, Florida. I got A&M.
I'll take
It's
the
in
Gators.
Florida, right? It's in Florida.
Yeah.
I'll take the Gators.
Yeah, I'd go Gators.
Okay. And then Bama, Wisconsin.
Bama.
I think it's close
Bama.
early on. It is very tough to play at Camp Randall, but I'll take the Tide as well.
And then that is going to do it for college. NFL segment will be next. Last pick, FIU, FAU rivalry
Who
in
cares?
Boca Raton.
Who cares? They're both terrible.
Give me the Panthers.
Who cares?
Give me the Elves.
Hey, dude.
5, 4.
I can guarantee you I will
FAU,
not be
there's
watching that
football in
game.
paradise.
I won't be watching that game, so I
I don't even
care.
know
See you
that's who
guys
they
for the
were fucking
NFL
playing.
segment.
Oh,
Well, DC.
hit us with a little sponsor, if you will.
I know I was going to say, DC, please sponsor us. All right, get into NFL, week 1. Here we
Christ's
go.
sake.
All right.
Week 1 shout-outs. I have 2. I'm going to go first.
Oh, shit.
You got it, buddy.
All right.
Floor's yours, boss.
First off, I have Saquon Barkley, 24 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, 2 receptions, 23 yards, and a touchdown
Sure.
in that 34-29 win over the Packers.
On my fucking fantasy team. So
Jordan Love did go down in that game. More to come later on that.
Yeah. My week 1 shout
Hey,
out.
sir, I have 2.
Oh, whoa. All right, my bad.
My second one is Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers offense. And
call the fuck out.
yeah, you can't even tell me like I'm a biased motherfucker.
Can you stand up for us so we can see the full
Let's get a little
360 here?
get some of the 360, will you? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah.
3x tall, or what are we looking at here?
Full 3X. I mean, Baker, 24-30, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, absolutely balled out. Chris Godwin, 8 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Evans, 5 receptions, 61 yards, touchdown. McMillan, touchdown. I mean, the Buccaneers were balling. We'll see if they can continue that versus the Lions this week. But yeah, week 1 shout out to my quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I got Daniel Jones, of course. I mean, he balled out. I'm just kidding. He's horrible. I don't know why they paid him. He's terrible. He's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen.
To be honest with you, I don't know how you fucking mention him on our podcast.
Yeah. He's like Nathan Peterman almost.
If I could
Like
get
he is
paid, if
terrible.
I could get paid to take shits all day, I'd be a fucking millionaire too.
Yeah. No. Shout out, honestly, Sam Darnold. I'm a Vikings guy. He balled out. I mean, he
He
was 10
did.
for 10,
Respect. Mad
140
respect.
yards and a touchdown in the first
I
half.
believe he was like at one point like 12 for 12 in the first half.
He was like,
Yeah,
yeah, something like that. It's crazy.
agreed.
He balled out. Uh, given against the Giants, terrible. Now second shout out. Uh, Baker Mayfield. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Played out of his mind. He really did.
MVP candidate.
Him and Josh Allen probably.
Baker MVP campaign. Baker 2024.
I went with two receivers. First one I went with was Jaden Reed, Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
He had four receptions, 138 yards and a touchdown. In a wide receiver room where there's good talent, just no clear wide receiver one. Jaden Reed made a great case. Then had to wait till the Sunday night game to get this, but I also went with Jamison Williams. Five
Ooh.
receptions, 121 and a touchdown. It was sad to see Tre'Davious White get burnt.
How many yards
like
for
that,
Williams
but,
there?
121.
I thought you were saying Cooper Kupp. He also
Yeah,
shot Cooper
he
Kupp.
also
I'll add that to the list. Balled out with the Puka
Balled
Nacua
out.
injury. Obviously, we'll have more
I
on that
tried to
later as
keep it
well.
like I tried to go kind of like, kind of like some under the radar. Like obviously
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, safe. Yeah. Showing love to some young bucks.
I like that. All right. Now on to those injuries. Jordan Love goes down in the final seconds versus the Packers. Hate to see it. I believe who was it that hit him again?
I have no idea.
I did see that he was receiving like death threats from Packers fans. I just a little PSA.
What's new? What's new?
There is, there's just
The
no place in the
Packers.
world for kind of hate like that, man. It's just football play. And just know that I stand with the Eagles there, and there's no place for that in
group chat on the huddle.
football.
This is
So, so Love goes down.
our coaches.
Supposedly out 3 to 6 weeks. So that means Malik Willis will be taking the snaps for the Packers. And so what do you guys think about that? With their next 4 games being versus Indianapolis, at Tennessee, versus Minnesota, and against the Rams.
Yeah, they're probably losing all 4 of those games. I mean, if we're being serious.
No.
The Colts played pretty well against a
They're
good
gonna
Texans
lose.
team.
They'll lose to the Colts and Rams. Tennessee, I think they beat.
Yeah, maybe Tennessee.
Minnesota's toss up.
It'll be a 50-50. I mean, the Packers and Vikings always split, usually.
Rivalry.
Yeah. It'll be a close game.
To your point, if Sam Darnold plays what the Wells he did,
What did Jefferson
do? Against the Giants. Granted, Packers defense a little better than the Giants defense, so we'll see what Sam Darnold does. I don't know who does Minnesota play this week.
I have no idea.
Come on, what are you, not even a true fan?
Who cares?
Bengals Chiefs after that piss poor performance in week 1. I mean, that's usually what the Bengals do in week 1. So wasn't really expecting much there.
And then Chris, I'll go to you for the Nacua injury. I went down early into the first quarter of that game. Eventually was week to week, but was placed on IR.
I didn't catch what they rolled it was. Was it
I thought it was the
ankle or knee, something like that.
Yeah, something with the leg.
He'll be all right. I think it's really just more Cooper Kupp than Puka Nacua. I mean, kind of Puka stole the show while Kupp was out. I think we see a complete opposite. Like I think we could see. I don't want to say 2022. I believe it was Cooper Kupp level, but expect Cooper Kupp to be in the All-Pro conversation again.
And Tyler Johnson stepped up, had a decent game. 5 receptions for 79 yards.
I think that's a kid.
Yeah. They play at Arizona versus San Francisco, at Chicago coming up. So Arizona, Chicago, 2 favorable matchups still. I think they lose to the Niners anyway, so I don't really know if it'll affect them a whole lot coming up soon.
Dominant.
Yeah, that's who the Vikings got next week too. They got the Niners. So if Sam Darnold does play like that again, he is.
They're losing.
Yeah.
Niners are. Did you watch the Niners last night versus the Jets defense? They shut them apart without McCaffrey.
Watched a lot of field goals. Hey,
Well, Jake Moody had a 30-piece in fantasy football, by the way. So
yeah.
kudos to anyone who had him.
I mean, the Vikings did beat the Niners last year.
So did the
So
fucking Bengals.
Bucks did not. We did lose.
Bucks did not.
All right. Here's a little topic for you. Is there a new tight end one in Baltimore? Let me run some stats for you here.
Yes.
Of course, they lost to the Chiefs 27-20. Isaiah Likely, that final second, his big ass feet out of bounds. Reminded me of the Kevin Durant the playoffs a few years back, fall on the line. I believe Kevin Durant was a size like 15 shoe, dude.
Oh, against Milwaukee, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see the Ravens using Andrews.
Hey, I have some stats for you.
I don't care. I'm gonna keep going.
Isaiah Likely, 97 to 101 yards and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, only 2 receptions. And Andrews, I mean, last season, 44 yards, 45 receptions, 6 touchdowns, 30, 411, and 5 for Likely. So is Likely the new number one, or is it still Andrews? Because a lot
I
of
think
and this
Likely
too.
is the far better pass catcher.
Mm,
Could see them running. I mean, obviously both on the field, kind of like they could use and they could do the variety of ways. They could use Andrews like kind of decoy, and then to get Likely open. Because I mean, the double tight end is still a big part of the NFL, especially
yeah.
in the NFL more than college. But yes, I totally agree. New tight end one.
yeah, Mark Andrews was playing left tackle. So, you know,
Like
thank
Christmas.
God I drafted him in like the 5th round,
I was
and
going to say a lot of fans managers not very happy with Mark Andrews.
3.4 was great performance from him.
Can you start Likely in fantasy this week and be confident though? Or do you need to see a little more?
Yeah, probably another week or two of that,
I think, I mean,
and you're
it
convinced.
depends on who your tight end is. I mean, personally, for me, I believe my tight end is David Goddard, or sorry, Dallas Goddard, and Pat Fryermuth. So personally, I take Isaiah
Heard of
Likely.
fucking David Goddard.
Misspoke there, but no, Goddard had a good game. I think he had like 9 points. So shout out to Dallas Goddard.
That's pretty.
Shout out David.
It's all right for a tight end, you know. It's pretty
Hey,
average.
well, I was
10 points is
expecting
good
much
too.
less. So
Yeah.
pretty sure
Yep.
Dawson stole my tight end. I think I was gonna take I'll take someone. I think Dawson stole it. So Dawson, if you're watching this,
Fuck yourself. Team Ugly.
Team Ugly. Shout out Team Ugly. Um. So yeah, so we do agree that Likely's gonna get kind of the new number one there in Baltimore.
Notice that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think for sure.
Yeah.
Notice what?
He didn't see our name.
Girthy gentlemen. Beautiful. Some handsome gentlemen as well.
Thanks,
The
man.
girthy is, gentlemen.
Hey guys, just remember I just do forget that this will be going on the internet. So
That's all right.
yeah, I'm sure.
I'm already out there.
I mean, so am I.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get thousands of views on this video, right?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we're an internet success and we're getting just bans on bans tomorrow from YouTube.
And
I would expect us to. I mean, if we're lucky, they might call us up to go on the College Game Day set in South Carolina.
Yeah, don't be surprised if
you're the fucking guest picker on Saturday.
yeah, don't be surprised if you see me on the McAfee show next Tuesday
Right.
with Rodgers.
Right. So next up, I got this Steelers quarterback situation. Of course, they won 18-10, 6 field goals. Chris Boswell, shout out to Chris Boswell, longtime kicker there in Pittsburgh. Field 17-23, 156 yards, no touchdowns, and 14 carries for 57 yards. And supposedly he's slated to start this weekend again. I guess Wilson's still out. What do we think? Is Fields a long-term QB there, or what?
I
Go to
think
Wilson.
I think Fields gives you obviously the more dynamic player. I mean, with his legs. And at this point in Russell Wilson's career, like it's just pretty much it for him. Not necessarily
He's
this
35.
season, but like he's at the end of his career. And so Justin Fields is relatively young. I know he wasn't what everyone expected him to be in Chicago, but young quarterback, I think he could turn it around.
Yeah, that Steelers defense, it really
Carried him.
you'll get points just because that defense is so good. I mean, TJ Watt probably should have had 2 fumbles on Kirk. Love Kirk, by the way. Goated.
Shout out Kirk.
Yeah, shout out Kirk.
Kirk got changed.
Kirk,
Yeah.
yeah, Kirk got changed.
Shout out Kirk, but he was held to 140 yards, 2 picks, and a fumble. I mean, and 1 touchdown to a wide open Kyle
Well,
Pitts.
and I told you coming into the year, I thought the Falcons were fake. So we'll see if they. Obviously, it's only week 1, so
Do you think
plenty
we
of time to
see
improve.
you think we see a little big Phoenix energy at some point in Atlanta this season?
Nah, they're paying Kirk too much.
Yeah, he's getting 40 mil for 4 years.
To
I mean,
draft
shit,
an old
didn't they get a goddamn fine or something for getting to him early or something?
Who cares?
Like tampering or some shit.
some fucking hardball shit.
Seriously. Fuck Jim Harbaugh. Say it again.
Well, now my parents can't watch this, so thanks, Nick.
So does that answer it?
Shout
I
out
mean,
Don Denise.
Yeah, shut
do
up.
we
Don.
think Hey, shout out to Daryl Falk as well if you're watching.
Yeah, he's over there. So
Oh yeah.
Get him on some time. All right, let's keep it going.
yeah.
So so do we think Wilson gets a shot this year, or do we think Field stays?
No shit. I think he definitely
Yeah.
plays, but
He's the better passer. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. But it's whether he fits that scheme better of just kind of yucking the ball to George Pickens and running around every other play.
Yeah.
That's really what. And then you're gonna let Najee Harris have like whatever his 40 time is now.
Jalen Warren too is in there.
Yeah, I mean Najee Harris, pretty terrible. He runs like a 5-second 40 now. So
Alabama Najee Harris.
yeah, that guy was good. All right.
Sorry guys, little technical difficulties. Yeah. So Steelers, we'll see what happens there. So we'll touch on that. Justin Fields, in my opinion, I think Wilson gets a shot, but I think long term Fields is the answer there. We got to give him another
Yeah,
shot. In
I
the
mean
system.
Wilson. They'll probably draft a guy this year if I had to guess.
Really. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, if Fields clearly not a long term option. He wasn't good with the Bears. It's probably
Yeah,
not
but
gonna,
I mean, but if granted, go back to the offensive line for Fields in Chicago was absolutely piss poor.
no. The previous year was not that bad.
I think if you give, I think if you give him a good head coach, the offensive line, I think he could succeed.
He's okay. I mean, I just think they can find someone better in the draft. You know,
Okay.
that's just how it's going to be probably.
So let's talk about the biggest piece of dog shit I've seen.
Daniel Jones.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's clap it up for Jameis. Probably going to get the start sometime
And
this
so
year.
I have Jameis written down here.
What you mean, Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I was gonna say only 13 games played. And has been pretty shady since he started touching women back in the day. So.
We won't get into that though,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
We do not condone that. We do not
Yes.
condone
Let
that.
me phrase: we do not condone.
we
the,
love and
touching.
respect women.
Yes,
on,
awful
on
women.
Big Dog Sports.
Yeah.
We were
Exactly.
eating cookies made by Lil Griss's mom.
Shout out,
earlier,
hey,
so
shout out,
just
shout out,
Shout out
Mary
Mary.
Ball.
Shout out Mary.
Shout out Mary.
Love Mary.
Yeah.
Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson,
Deshaun Watson.
24 of 45, 169 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, sacked 6 times.
Well, I mean, that part's not really on him. That's a
Yeah.
fucking
But
Well, it can be. It can be.
yeah.
But
but
it's probably not all on him.
Let's not spend too much time with Deshaun Watson. We don't want to give him the
Yeah.
publicity.
We want to be somewhat monetized here. Watson is not.
That's probably that
well,
word.
and you know the funny thing
Deshaun
is I
Watson's
saw
probably like coded into YouTube to fucking ban.
All right, let's get off Deshaun Watson. He's a terrible person. Who cares about him?
Terrible.
Well, and I did see this, and there's now a new lawsuit against him.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's
So
nice.
we don't want to
But
stay.
no, so do the Browns move on? Do they not? They're paying him a ton
I mean,
of money.
I
The
hope
backups
not,
are
as an
Jameis
AFC
Winston
North.
and
I
Dorian
hope.
Thompson Robinson. Do we see
I
Jameis this
think
year?
Jameis is.
DTR is it'll be James.
I mean, he was okay at UCLA. He's not a starting quarterback. I think Jameis, not a starting quarterback, but can succeed in some situations. So
Yeah.
Remember Saints brought in Jameis last year against the Bucks. First play, 60 yards down the fucking sideline, got picked. That's about a Jameis way to come into a game, though.
I mean, Buccaneers fan, well familiar
I
with
think
Jameis Winston's
that was
game.
the game where the Saints often had done like absolutely nothing, and then James was like, "All right, we're about to turn this ship around."
Yeah, Jameis is he's a glue guy. He's the locker room glue guy. He'll hype you up. He'll get you fired up, but he's probably not going to lead
Now
you
the
to
the
a
on-field
Super
play
Bowl.
He'll eat some dubs for you.
will not
Yeah,
match up.
So I'm saying.
he'll eat some
But no,
dubs.
I agree. I think Jameis might get a shot this season. We'll see.
He should, especially with that new lawsuit. But whatever.
Moving on from the
They
Cleveland
should
Browns.
they low-key should just suspend his ass. Get him out of there.
Yeah, he
Anyway,
shouldn't be allowed to play football. I mean,
enough. Enough with.
Little
and
off
hey,
topic, but
let
the
me.
fact that Deshaun Watson is still in the NFL and Trevor Bauer is
I was
not
about to say the exact same thing. Yeah,
is an absolute shame.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
somebody should sign Trevor Bauer. I agree. Cincinnati, give him
Tampa
a
Bay
call.
Rays, if you guys, Taj Bradley's been pretty awful recently. If you guys want a pretty solid pitcher, Trevor Bauer is on the market.
Yeah.
Throw him a little minimum
Continue.
deal.
Yeah. Rookie quarterback debuts did not go great for any of them, which it nearly never does.
Well, Caleb Williams was too busy painting his nails rather than looking at
He
The Watson
did break
film.
the streak of
He did.
starting quarterbacks to lose. I don't
Granted,
know
he
if
was-
Daniels and Knicks did, but
Here's some stats. He was 14 of 29 for 93
Broncos
yards.
win.
Hey, 14 of 29, 93 yards. The offense, I don't believe,
Sure.
scored either.
He'll be all right though. It's not like Caleb Williams is going to come in the league and just suck.
Jaden
He'll be
Daniels
all right.
lost to Tampa.
But he played
17-24,
well.
184 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, 88 yards. I was impressed with his rushing game.
Jay
one
Daniels
thing-
was solid. Very
Yeah,
solid.
the one thing Tampa cannot stop was Jaden Daniels rushing. I don't know why. You knew it was going to happen. But shout out, I want to give a quick PSA to that Commanders, whoever's making those helmets. Can we get Jaden a little tighter helmet? Came off, I believe, twice. So let's get that fixed up. If he's going to run the football, especially. Do not want the concussions. Maybe even give him a little guardian cap going if
Probably keep him off
What are-
FedEx Field because that is
I'm
dangerous.
Yeah, that's a
glad you-
hazard.
I'm glad you bring that up. How do we feel about the Guardian cap? So
I agree with what JJ Watt said. You know, if a guy wants to wear it for your safety, you know, that's it. That's what you got to do. You do it. But personally, again, like you said, I wouldn't go with one. But especially if a guy's already had a concussion in the past, wants to really protect himself, you know, I'm here for all here for player safety.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good take.
And then Bo Nix, 26 of 42, 138 yards, 2 picks, and then the loss to
not great.
Not great for Bo Nix.
the
He'll
week
turn
one best rookie quarterback. I got Kevin Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, easy,
by far.
no doubt.
Also in that game, another rookie shout out, Graham Barton played really well.
I saw Bucky Irving got some decent run for the
Bucky Irving was good.
about
Bucks
60
rookies.
yards.
Barton, McMillan, and Irving all look good.
Yeah, McMillan scored. Threw up
He
the
did.
08 on Mikey Sainristil.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
love to see it. So, what do we think of those rookie quarterback numbers? And what about next week? The Bears play Texans on Sunday Night Football. The Commanders
they're gonna
play the
get spanked.
Giants.
They're
And
gonna get
That'll be a
Broncos play the Steelers.
national attention on Caleb Williams. I could see him having a good game.
Broncos Steelers. That'll be like FSU Florida this year. It'll be a toilet bowl. If I had to guess, Texans probably spank Caleb Williams.
I agree.
That Texans defense is no joke.
I'll be
And
interested
that
to
offense
see
is good as
what
hell.
color Caleb's nails are because you can't really go blue because Texans are also
Might
blue,
go.
so.
Yeah, I
Little
don't
orange.
know.
I could see him go with a little pride action, but I don't want to get
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah. So another rookie, Marvin Harrison Jr. 1 reception for 4 yards, only 3 targets. The Cardinals went to James Conner a lot. Are we worried about Marvin Harrison Jr.? Are we not? Because only 3 targets is kind of wild to me.
I mean, he had the one drop early on.
yeah.
But it's really. I think the
Yeah.
Cardinals are just horrible.
I wouldn't say worried. I would say more. I don't know. Like he's gonna get his love.
Let me
But,
tell you, as
28 points on 3 targets is kind of alarming to your best offensive player. Is that
Yeah.
fair to say? He is their best offensive weapon,
Probably.
probably.
I will
And
say, as a fantasy owner, I'm very concerned.
me as well.
Yeah.
I didn't draft him, so I
I
might
have him
probably.
in, I believe, 2 leagues. So,
He'll be fine.
or maybe one.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
No worries there. A lot of rookie receivers had good weeks though. Neighbors was solid.
Agreed.
McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr. was
And I remember,
good.
you guys were giving me shit for taking Neighbors. Go week 1. So,
Yeah.
I agree. I think Harrison figures it out. I think give him more chemistry with Kyler. Probably the first time they really played together. So I think Harrison's going to be an absolute stud.
Yeah.
I think it's a fluke game, and I'm interested to see what happens week 2.
Agreed.
So Aaron Rodgers came back from that Achilles injury. Hey, clap it up for A-Rod. I know you're
Yeah.
Hey, clap it up for A-Rod. Hey, you love to see it.
And Kirk both coming off Achilles.
Yep. You love to see it. I mean, a lot of people don't like A-Rod. I get it.
I don't like A-Rod.
Well, you're a Vikings fan. I get that, but for me, I don't have anything against the guy. Obviously a legend of our generation. So good to see him back out there playing football.
If he never played for the Packers, I'd probably love the guy. He's a pretty cool personality.
Oh,
But
yeah. So
he spanked the Vikings.
First
one too
ballot
many.
Hall of Famer. Probably the last QB of our generation, really going. Except for Andy Dalton. Shout out to Andy Dalton on the back end for the Panthers.
And Kirk Cousins. Wow.
Sure
Yeah.
it is.
It wasn't a great return. Granted, he did play one of the best teams in the league. 13-21, 167 yards, touchdown, and a pick. With the pick was kind of deflected. Also throwing the coverage, a little on him, not 100%, but what did we make of the Rodgers and Garrett Wilson? They had it going early for 60
Garrett
yards.
Wilson's catch in the first quarter?
Yeah.
Very low.
He had a lot of good early. It was good, but seemed to fall off in the second half. What do we make of that Rodgers Wilson connection and Rodgers return?
NFL script kind of screwed A-Rod having to come back and play the Niners in the first game, but it's all good.
Same with Kirk. You tear your Achilles, and you think maybe week 1 you're gonna get a little cakewalk defense, but no, you get thrown into
TJ Watt.
Yeah, TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
In that game, Jordan Mason, by the way, a record for most carries under
big,
Kyle
dude.
Shanahan. 28 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown. Stepping up big for.
It really doesn't matter.
Hey, I'm gonna shout out quickly off topic, but George Kittle did 4 receptions, so my parlay hit. So shout out to George Kittle last night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out George Kittle. Hey,
on the topic, Underdog Fantasy, use code Nick236 for a first deposit match. Thank you.
Nice.
So Aaron Rodgers. Do we think the Jets are going to be good this year? Nick turned around. What are our thoughts on the Jets this season?
Jets will be solid this year.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
I agree.
They could make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're like a lock, but
this could be controversial take. I think they can win that division.
Buffalo, Miami, New England.
Yeah, I mean, very possible.
I think they're going to be better than Buffalo.
Goddamn Patriots might win based on how they whooped up on the Bengals. Jesus.
Well, here's the thing.
Needs to step up.
Patriots didn't even play that well. The Bengals just played that bad.
Oh, brother, I got the shirt on.
Yeah, no, I think it's turning around. I think Aaron has a good year. I think they make the playoffs. I think they're a playoff caliber team.
They got the roster for it. They got their roster.
Damn, everyone in Cincinnati is too worried about the money in their wallet. Can't even produce on the field.
Well,
Jamar Chase played the full
poisoning too.
I hate that. Jamar Chase. Saying he was gonna sit out.
Either you play or you fucking don't.
He a man.
Played the full game.
Yeah, but just even doing that
because he had to.
T. Higgins, who's playing under the tag this year, he was out with an injury. He'll play next week, but he's not getting paid. He's out there playing. I know it was a little bit with him, but everyone's going to get their money. It's not like they're not going to pay Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he's one of the best receivers in football. I mean, he's already made millions and millions. Be a man and play the sport.
I agree.
Loves.
Yeah. So we won't get into that. All right. Next up is Super Bowl predictions. What do you guys got?
I'd like to say the Bengals. I'm a Bengals fan. If you'd asked me before last week, I'd probably said the Bengals.
Yeah.
because they could get it done when they're healthy. Just too many question marks, but it pains me. I absolutely hate to say the Kansas City Chiefs are probably going to go back to the Super Bowl.
It's probably a repeat.
Bucks, Bengals, Chiefs next week will tell us a lot if Jamar and T are out there
Yeah.
at full go. But I hope it's not the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But where things stand right now, it'll probably be Chiefs Niners.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it's a
Easy pick.
rematch, but let's
Eagles.
hope. Yeah, Eagles maybe, but
I do. I as well have the Chiefs and the Tampa, but just kidding. I think Tampa Bay wins that division, but
yeah, they'll be a playoff team.
I think. Oh yeah, I agree. Playoff team for sure. Maybe even a win, but I got Chiefs Eagles with the Eagles winning 32-21 over the Chiefs.
I could see the Lions getting in to the NFC Chip.
Oh,
especially after the way I said Eagles beginning of the year, but especially
The
after the way
Rams,
Saquon
bro. If
played.
the Rams can get healthy, dude, the Rams could be there too.
Yeah.
The way Saquon played, you got Dotson, Brown, Goddard on that team. I forgetting
Donnie Wilson,
Devontae Smith,
David Goddard.
FSU. Little shout out to hey,
Yeah.
little Noel shout out there. I like it.
Little David Goddard.
Yeah. All right, I like that. So we're all on the board. Chiefs, Eagles. To the Chiefs, it's Chiefs, and then Eagles or Niners.
Or Bengals, who did?
Who did?
Texans, sleeper.
Yeah, Texans as well.
Texans.
I thought about that. Hey, could be the Vikings and Sam Darnold. You never know.
I would love it.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love it.
hey, how about a little Vikings Bucks NFC Championship?
Love it. Hopefully
Could be
they
tough.
spank the Bucks, but if I had to guess, probably neither teams are getting into that situation this year.
Probably not. All right,
Both
Probably.
week 2 picks. Here we go. Thursday night football. Dolphins, Bills. Give me the Fins.
Where's it at? Buffalo or
Miami.
I'd
Hopefully
still probably
Tyreek
go.
does not get detained on the way to the stadium this week. That would be a good start.
Hopefully he pays child support or whatever he's got going on.
Hopefully, it just doesn't sucker punch his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn, he's got like what, 7 kids? 4 of them were born in like a year, so Tyreek getting
Really
around,
great
yes.
guy. Tyreek Hill is really should look up to him.
Active in the reproduction
I was saying,
game.
yeah, future
Him
porn
and Philip
star.
Rivers are probably neck and neck. They could go out there and host a little flag football. But
So, yeah,
Pump 'em out at a
I'd probably
high
go
rate.
Bills. Go
Go
Bills.
Bills. Really, after the Bills defense, again, Marvin didn't play well. Did not
I'll
look great
go.
against.
I'll go.
Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have Josh Allen out there, you have a shot.
Wow.
He's just too good.
So you're both going with the Bills.
Yeah.
Okay. Saints, Cowboys. Go with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cowboys look fucking good. Yeah, I'll take
As
Dallas.
much as it pains me to say that, I hate the Cowboys.
I
but
mean,
it-
that-
Hey, shout out Zeke Elliott.
Dak
shout out
Prescott.
Wilson.
Dak Prescott makes like $4 million a game.
Yeah.
So,
And he's
or no, a
not
quarter.
that
Like a
good.
quarter, he makes $4 million.
Buccaneers at Lions, little playoff rematch. Of course, Lions ended the Buck season last year. I think it's a good game. On bias, I think
game.
it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, good game. I think the Lions probably take it.
Yeah, I think it's close, but I like the Lions as well.
I have the Bucks. I think our offense continues to play well. We'll see. The secondary got a little banged up in the week 1 game, so we'll see if they can come back strong. But I got the Bucks, and I don't even say I'm like picking the Bucks. I think Bucks. I think you guys both agree the Bucks definitely can win that game.
Also, shout out Andreas Bonner for making it to the old Bucks game on Sunday on his
Oh, yeah.
birthday.
Love
So
that.
shout out.
Love that.
Happy
Andreas
birthday,
Bonner.
Bonner. My will linebacker.
How about Colts Packers?
Oh, give me the Colts.
Yeah,
man.
I had the
without
Colts as
love, I
well.
go Colts.
AR-15. Gonna do
Without
it.
Malik Willis. Jets Titans. I think Jets bounce back. I think Jets get a dub.
Let's get their first win as
Yeah.
well. I agree.
Could be a close game though.
So we're all in favor of the Jets there. Niners Vikings.
Uh,
Niners. I'm gonna go Niners.
as much as it pains me to say, it's probably the Niners. I mean,
Yeah.
let's not get fancy. It's Niners are.
I like
Let's
the
not.
Niners.
Yeah, I agree. Seahawks Patriots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Patriots get another win.
Yeah, Seahawks
And
look
it's
pretty
also
dog
in New
shit, for
England.
being honest.
Patch could definitely win that. I'd probably take him as well.
Yeah, I'm going Pats on that
Wow.
one.
I really thought I'd be the only one taking the Patriots there.
Pats just look better than the Seahawks.
Well,
Seahawks did not look
Here's
that
a question for the Patriots: will we see Drake May this season?
good. Hopefully.
We
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, hopefully.
I was surprised he didn't start on Sunday.
You think you spend like what was it, third pick on
Yeah.
Second, third pick.
you think you spend that high of a pick, you're gonna
Yeah,
throw it,
Williams,
but
Daniels, Drake. Yeah.
Agreed. I agree.
Whatever.
Giants and Commanders. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Giants are just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giants are probably the worst team in the league, if we're being
Yeah.
honest. I can't
Chargers,
think
Chargers, Panthers. There's really the worst team in the league. Give me
Oh, Panthers are by far.
Again, I will say
Yeah,
for a third
Panthers.
time this episode, fuck Jim Harbaugh. Pains me, but give me the Chargers. Shout out J.K. Dobbins, though.
Yeah.
Chargers are taking that one. I mean,
JK all day.
shout out Adam Thielen thugging it out on the Panthers, but
Yeah.
they suck.
Shout out to
so.
Andy Dalton again. Second shout out of the day for Dalton. Yeah. Browns and Jags. I'm gonna go Jacksonville on that one.
Take the
Yeah.
Jags.
Yeah,
We won't get back into the Browns. We talked about them
Yeah.
earlier.
We've talked enough, Browns.
their quarterback situation.
Yeah. Not great.
A lot of criminals on the team.
Yeah.
Rams and Cardinals. And in Arizona, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I think Marvin
Take the
figured it out.
Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams.
I-
I mean,
Big
I
game
like-
for Marv, maybe.
I do like
Marv got
Kyler
to
Murray
get his
looked
luck,
good.
but
James Conner looked good in the week one. You did with the Bills though. You gotta play with perfect to beat the Bills, and they didn't, but it's okay. Steelers Broncos. I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
I'll take this. I'm probably
I'll
gonna
go
go
Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah.
yeah, Broncos.
Really? I just think
Especially
some point-
rookie quarterback on that deep.
at some
Going against-
point you guys will score touchdowns though. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe
No
not.
touchdowns.
I mean,
Wow. You play the Broncos.
maybe T.J. Watt will score it for you.
Bengals Chiefs. Probably your matchup of the week, for being honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I had the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Yeah,
Especially after the way the Bengals looked last week.
Big Bengals guy here. I don't know when this game is. If it's Sunday,
425.
4:25. We're going to Burrowhead. I believe Joe Burrow is still undefeated against the Chiefs in the regular season, and I truly believe that streak will continue. Now, I can't speak for the playoffs because they did get the last laugh there, but
Yeah.
Bengals bounce back, get a big win in Kansas City,
I like that.
kind of change the narrative of how last week went. So
I like that. No, I think they definitely can.
Today.
A lot of talent on that team.
Higgins will be back in there.
Especially you get to Higgins back. I like that. Sunday Night Football, Bears, Texans. I think we're all in agreement there. We talked about that earlier. Texans. And then Monday Night Football, Falcons, Eagles. Falcons going to start a rough start. They're going to go 0-2 start.
yeah.
Fly,
Eagles fly.
Eagles fly.
I don't like the Eagles, but they're probably
They're fucking
better.
good.
They're
You know
better.
what I'm
They're
saying?
better than
Yeah.
They are good. I do like how from the picks we had the same ones. Next one I did write DC, so shout out to
nice, dude.
DC.
Are we tripled
guys.
up in the fucking DCs here?
That's it. Episode 1 of the podcast. What do we think? Hey,
Fantastic.
let's clap it up, guys. I mean, yeah,
Give me some nuts.
Nucks in your boys.
All the way from
Yeah,
Boca to the Richie.
We will be back every Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
You can come listen to the three big dogs talk a little sports.
Yeah.
Quickly,
Just a couple of girthy gentlemen.
Yeah, quickly here. I will say, look, extra time left. Who we got? Marab or O'Malley? Saturday night UFC.
Oh
matchup.
yeah.
If you are
What you
Say
say? You are.
Sean.
Yeah. Sean O'Malley. His takedown defense is good, and
Let's just be
Marab's-
honest. Sean O'Malley, he's fucking good. I'm taking Sean. Nah.
Marab doesn't
Fair
really
enough.
hold people. He's more of a volume takedown guy. He doesn't hold people down. And at some point, you have to interact with O'Malley on the feet if you're not going to hold him. And
Live, ESPN pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley's
Tune
gonna
in.
find that shot, and he's gonna.
Unfortunately, I did hear Stream East might be down. Is that what I heard?
It's back.
It's back. We're good.
We are so back. We're back.
We're back.
Don't worry, we're back.
No, good shit. All right, that's good. Yeah.
Wait, before we leave, Diego Lopez versus Brian T. City Ortega. Give me Diego Lopez.
We'll go Ortega.
I was actually sitting right over there when he knocked out Sadiq Youssef.
Pretty good.
And I was standing up screaming. So yeah, give me Diego Lopez, my guy.
Yeah,
post some
a little bonus coverage
Instagram
there, you could
story.
say, this week. Yeah, we'll be back next week with college and NFL. Should be a good week of football, and guys, I will catch you boys later. Good talking to you guys.
Friday night at River Ridge Knights take on Cypress Creek. Looking to go 4-0.
By the way, FIU at FAU 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus. If you want
Yes,
to
sir.
tune in. All right, boys. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.